Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. Today I'm going to show you how I finished off my 2023 So Jolly Quilty ornaments. So hopefully you have seen all of the ornaments up until this one where I shared each ornament up close and shared a little bit of tips and information about each one. Well, today I'm going to show you how I finished them all off. Of course, you can finish them however you want, but I'm going to share with you how I finished mine. So here is what my finished ornaments for the Quilty look like. And they're super simple, but I think they turned out really, really cute. I just add a little bow on top and some fun pom-pom trim on the side. And I even added a few little buttons on here just to make them a little bit extra special. So a lot of fun. But today I wanted to share with you how I finished mine in case you need some tips or ideas on how to finish your quilty ornaments. So let's go ahead and get started with today's tutorial. So for this one, we're going to need some fun ribbon. And so I have got this Stitching with the Housewives. This is their red ticking stripe ribbon. And there's 5 yards on here. So one of these is enough to do all 12 of your ornaments. And then I'm also going to be using just some matching embroidery floss. This one is 8/16. It's a little darker, but it's what I had on hand. And you don't really see it that much. I just use it to tie the ribbon onto my ornament to hold it on. And so just find something that matches. And then I also thought it'd be fun to use this. This is mini pom-pom trim. I got it at Hobby Lobby. It's 8mm. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually kind of a pain to work with. I think it looks really cute, so I went ahead and am doing it on all of my ornaments. But as you can see, I'm just stitching it along the back, and it's kind of a pain to get on there. So feel free to skip that if you don't want to do that step. I'm also going to be using this rickrack. This is 1/4 inch rickrack vintage trim by Lori Holt. And this is in her cloud colorway. And I'm just using this for the little hangers. Also helpful for this project are some Wonder Clips, a point turner hair marker, some scissors or a rotary trimmer. And then lastly, we are going to be using some fusible fleece. I cut these pieces to 4x4. My finished sewn piece is 4.5 by 4.5. So I just cut a bunch of 4x4 squares, and I'm going to be fusing those to the back of my piece. And that's going to give it a little bit of stability and squishiness. I'm not going to quilt it, so the fusible is kind of nice because that will hold it in place. All right, I think that's everything we need. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here is my piece. It's 4.5 by 4.5, and I just cut a 4.5 by 4.5 piece of backing. As you can see, I also fused my fusible fleece onto the back side of it as well. And that is just going to give you about 1/4 inch around the outside edge, which will help take away some of the bulk around the outside edge of your piece. So I'm going to go ahead and take that and my finished piece, and I'm just going to find which side has the least amount of seams, and we're going to leave an opening here to turn it right side out. So we're going to sew these right side together and then turn them right side out. You wouldn't want to do it on this side. There's so many seams here. If you start pulling on that, those seams can tug apart. So I think the bottom for this one is going to be our best bet. So we're going to place these right sides together just like this. I'm going to take my piece of rickrack and just fold it in half. And I'm going to place that inside there. So we'll just find the center, and I'll just go ahead and just clip that in place. And then when I put that back down on top, I can just clip everything in place. And if you want, you can put a few more clips on this going around. Honestly, I don't usually do this. I just hold it as I go to my machine. And then we're going to sew all the way around this. I'm going to leave, again, this bottom piece open. So I'm going to back stitch at my stop and my start and leave myself enough room to turn it right side out, and make sure that you get your hanger in your stitch line. All right, so I've sewn all the way around my piece. You can probably see that better on that side. And then I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm actually just going to clip off these corners. This will just get rid of more bulk around that corner, so they'll turn out a little bit better. Make sure you don't clip into your stitch line, obviously. And then I'm going to just get rid of some of this extra that I had here of my background fabric. And then now we're going to take this and just carefully turn it right side out. And sometimes I will go ahead and finger press this open edge just so I have a guide when I flip it. And then I am going to take it's a hair marker on one side and a point turner on the other. This is by Clover. I love this little tool, and I'm just going to run along these edges and pop out my corners. Just be careful when you're pushing those that you don't push, obviously, through your corner. There we go. And now I'm going to take this and finger press this open edge under like this. And then I'm going to take this to my machine or my iron and just give this a quick press. All right, so here's what it looks like after I pressed it. And then next we're going to run a top stitch just right around this top edge, and that's just going to seal up our opening. You could also seal this up by hand if you wanted. I'm also going to do, you know, like I said, be a little extra, and I'm going to stitch this on at the same time. And how I've been doing it is I start up here at the top because the bow covers up where that seam is, and I just make a piece that's, you know, going to get me all the way around. And I think, well, it's 4 by 4, so about 16, but I usually just kind of eyeball it like that and cut off a piece. And then I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine and just sew around this edge. And I've been sewing with this side up so that I can see what I'm doing, because it's really easy for this to slide off. I wish they had a little bit of a longer tape on this pom-pom, because it's just really cute, but it is kind of a hassle to sew on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will meet you back here and show you how to do our bow. All right, so here is our piece. As you can see, it's a little bit tricky getting that on there. I think it's cute, so I'm gonna persevere, and I've already committed thus far. I've done 3 of them now, so we're committed to these tiny little pom-poms. But next we're gonna add our ribbon, and the easiest way to add a ribbon, in my opinion, to these is just to tie them on, because you don't want a whole bunch of bulk right here at the, you know, you don't want to tie like a regular bow. So all I'm gonna do is put it like this, like an awareness bow, and then bring it together in the center like that. And once you are happy with it, you can just take it and squeeze it together just like this. And I will have pre-cut a piece of just embroidery floss, and this is all 6 strands because I think it just holds it a little bit better. And then I'm just gonna take this and I just wrap it around a couple of times like that. And then in the back here, just make sure it's all centered, and I'll just pull it nice and tight. And then I literally just tie it in a knot. So I'm gonna tie those, pull those strands so they're nice and tight, put my finger there, and if you have somebody to help you, that's fine. If not, I just tie a knot right there. And then I'm gonna tie it another knot just to give it a little bit of extra strength. Okay, so there's our bow. And then now we can take these if you want, it's totally optional. I fold it in half like that, and then I'm just gonna trim it at an angle so we have a cute little angle. Okay, and then now our bow is ready to tie onto our ornament, and I honestly just tie it right around this holder. And I'm just gonna take this and I just tie it in a knot right around that as well, and I do double knot that as well, and I put it as far down as I can on there, and then tie a knot, and then usually tie another knot just to be extra safe, and then I'll just clip these off. And these are short, you can't really see them from the back. If you wanted, you could glue like a little embellishment right here, or, you know, hot glue or something like that. But I think that is going to be perfect. And then here we go. This is how we're going to be finishing the ornaments this year. This is how I'm doing it anyway. If you're feeling like having a little bit of a challenge, I highly recommend these little mini pom-poms. I think they're super cute. They just are kind of a hassle. So, but I think in the long run, I'll be happy that I took the time to do it. And then of course, adding the little bows just makes them extra fun. And then I think it helps them match my little cross stitch ornaments too. These will all be going on the same tree. All right, guys, that is it. That's how I finished all of my quilty ornaments for this year. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're finishing yours a different way, please make sure to share that in our Facebook group so that everyone can get ideas and we can all see your finishes. Thank you guys so much for joining me this year. I hope you enjoyed this year's ornaments, and I can't wait to see how you're going to be displaying them and all of your finishes. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you like this sew along, please make sure to thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out. You can also hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming fun. Thanks for joining me for this series of videos. Have a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you in the next video. Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. We have been covering all of our 2023 So Jolly, it's so many words. All right, so as you can see, it's a little bit I hope you enjoyed this finishing video. If you have a different way to finish, please make sure to, my word, too many videos. Hang on.